Up until 1900, there was largely two business models in the world. One, make it, sell it. The other one, buy it, sell it. Manufacturing and trade. In fairness to the world, a guy by the name of King Gillette invented the first new business model amongst those two. And for those of you who know who King Gillette was, he was the founder of the Gillette razor company. And of course, he invented a business model so famous, they named it after him. It's called the razor and razor blade model. You give the razor away, you're stuck buying razors, and now, of course, you got to buy his razor blades. He's the one who said, I'm not going to charge people for it. The first one's free. And he changed the world. Even today, there are Fortune 500 corporations that make the bulk of their profits on razor blade business model. Anybody know who I'm thinking of? Yell louder. No. Who said HP? On the money. Hewlett Packard. They give you printers and they sell you the most expensive ink that has ever existed. And in fact, they have built it into an incredible, I can't think of a better word, cult, haven't they? It's the cult of legitimate ink. They actually have pieces of paper saying, warning, be careful about using illicit ink. What makes ink illicit? Somebody tell me. You can't have illicit ink. It's just ink. It never did anything wrong. But they actually have full-page advertisements. And I always have this image of some guy in an alley coming up to you with a long coat going, hey, I got ink, you know. It's ridiculous. It is an absolute, it's a fear and loathing tactic designed to drive you into thinking. They say your warranty may be broken. That's like that damn tag on the mattress. Cut it off and somebody's going to come and arrest you. It's ridiculous. In fact, they make so much profit on their ink. They've created such a high level of profitability. They've actually left room for an entire cottage industry underneath them. Have you ever seen these small shops that sell refilled cartridges? The reason they exist is people are under the misimpression that it's the cartridge that's the important thing. And therefore, if you fill a legitimate cartridge with illegitimate ink, you won't void the warranty, which you can't void anyways, for ink which never did anything wrong. And there's so much profit in there, they can actually support an entire third-party cottage industry of poor little people sitting in rooms pouring ink. I mean, I've never seen them do it, but I presume this is what they're doing. The cost of a Hewlett Packard ink cartridge is precisely twice as expensive as a third-party cartridge. And Hewlett Packard has spent many years. Every new Hewlett Packard inkjet printer model every year has, I guarantee, at least one change to it. The nozzle that attaches the cartridge to the printer changes. And they do it to keep the third parties on their toes, and no other reason. It's a barrier to entry to a very, very porous industry. Razor and razor blades, fascinating business model. What's happened, though, in the last 10 years, in 1900 and whatever, when King Gillette had his insight, it was the first new business model in history. Well, things have changed. Since 1995, when we first had browsers, the introduction of the internet has put in front of us hundreds of new business models. It has democratized entrepreneurship in a way that nothing has ever done before. And it means you now have new questions you can ask. It means you can now say, I might want to go into business, but how do I choose to do it? The rise of the social enterprise is an outgrowth of this very phenomenon. The notion that you can do good by doing well. It is completely an artifact of that.